Hello, everyone. Welcome to ArcaKnights, a Power Rangers actual play series here on the Initiative Order. Joining me here today are 5 of my 6 wonderful Rangers, as one of them ended up back in time. So we'll go around the cast, have everybody introduce themselves, what character they're playing, and then we will roll directly into tonight's action-packed episode. And we'll start with Brandon.
Hello everyone, it is I, Brandon O'Brien, poet, writer, and game designer from Trinidad and Tobago, and tonight I will be playing Marcia Ambrose, the Pink ArcaKnight Ranger.
Up next, Hama.
Hello, I am Hama-sama-kun. I will be playing the Cheshire Phantom Ranger, also known as Schrodinger, who's just a fun little dude, just a fun-loving guy.
Javante.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Javante, your resident TTRPG goblin, and I'm playing Dior, the Black Arcanite Ranger.
Krimsin.
Hey y'all, I'm Krimsin Galaxy. That's Krimsin, because I'm not me without a little bit of sin. I'm going to be playing Gina, your Yellow Ranger.
Our wonderful tech and adjacent ranger, Pluto.
Yeah, hey everyone, I'm Pluto. I'm playing Frankie Oliver, just a guy in a tube at the moment.
Just a guy in a tube.
And I am Gridmaster Arc, or Arc Like Court, and I can't wait to get into tonight's episode of ArcaKnights, a Power Rangers actual play series. Let's go. Beginning tonight's session, our Rangers were within the Arcanium plexus after Chopin had placed some kind of charm spell onto Peter, leading him to use the new key that was found from the notebook left by the Gold Chimera to open one of the other doorways within the library. In doing so, a large spell circle was crafted on the inside of that doorway. When Peter placed his hand onto the spell signal, he was pulled through, and 4 others were pulled to your time. The magic dissipating off of that spell circle, leaving a blinding flash before standing before the 4 of you. You see the red Berserker ArcaKnight, the green Bastion ArcaKnight, the yellow Florentine ArcaKnight, and the blue Magister ArcaKnight. Each one in the full armored forms that you had all seen on the wall leading into the Arcanium plexus when you had first traveled down here. They immediately are looking across the Arcanium plexus. There's a moment of recognition between them of the location that they're in, but not of the people ahead of them. When the red ArcaKnight moves forward and removes their helmet, and you see a large man. Schrodinger, you are aware of the names of all 4 of these ArcaKnights. The red being Bors, the green being Galahad, the yellow being Lancelot, and the blue being Lucan.
Shit, hold on. Boars, Galahad,
Lancelot,
Lancelot.
and Lucan.
Lucan, got it. All right, thank you.
As the helmet comes off of the red ArcaKnight, the large bear symbol on the breastplate of them, two axes, two hand axes at the side, two small grimoires underneath the arm, and a large war hammer on their back. They turn to look at the rest of you.
See, if
And
you
ask,
guys made a presence like that, I feel like we wouldn't have nearly as many villains.
where exactly are we now?
Who am I talking to?
Boars.
Boars, I missed you. How are you doing?
You know my name, but I don't know yours.
Oh. I had already assumed that we met, but I guess I forgot to ask God. But all right, you're in present day. I'm gonna let the other four of the ArcaKnights explain this to you. Have fun.
Present day is neither an answer to their question nor a location.
Do you really expect any different from me, Marcia?
A version of me should know better. That's not this version.
You should have asked that version of you to train me better then.
Good God. So we
Where
don't
and
know who
when?
any of these people are.
No, you don't know the names, but like iconography based off of them, and knowing that the Arthurian court and the round table and things of that nature have played very heavily into the ArcaKnights history, you can start to pick up, especially seeing Bors known for his like tactical but blunt nature within the Arthurian court. You recognize Bors.
Can I just get like those name tags that you like write on with Sharpie and just like start handing them out to the others?
Yeah, give me a morphing grid roll.
Oh, amazing. This is a morphing grid
You're,
name tag?
you're generating name tags to write on them and put on people.
We don't have like loose bits of paper in here, or is this morphing grid tech?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. There's a D6 and a D4 and a D2.
Like while this is literally happening, I freeze for a bit as I'm looking at them and I go, you wouldn't happen to have come here from Camelot, would you?
23.
This was a part of Camelot, if it is not still. Looking around the Arcanium plexus. 23. Yeah, there's now hello, my name is, and there's like a byline.
It's written
to
in like the
put, like,
morphing grid
color.
font.
Yeah, to put the color of the ArcaKnight they are, and then their names on it.
All right, I think this might make things easier as I just start like, because I know their name, so I'm just gonna write it down for them and just like post it on their very scary armor. Just be like,
Gotcha.
this might make things easier for all of you.
It's Comic Sans.
Okay.
100% Comic Sans.
This this is new. We're the ArcaKnights. And so are you. And this building has moved quite a ways from Camelot because you are not in Brittany anymore.
Was it magic that brought us here? As you see the blue ArcaKnight remove their helmet, and you see the face of Sir Lucan, the Magister and the Master Magister of Arthuria. And the grimoires beneath his arms on his armor are much thicker than the ones that Bors has or the other two.
Yes, magic did that, but I guess the Arcanium plexus did it on its own. there are a lot of things we're still hoping to learn, and hopefully you'll teach us. Hi, I'm Marcia.
And which ArcaKnight are you?
Instead of answering that question, I'll take my phone out so that Tamrit can exit it.
As the Lady Queen Tamrit exits your morphing grimoire, you see the four of them immediately bend the knee.
Okay, that
Like
makes this a whole lot easier. Tamrit, can maybe you talk to them?
You didn't do that when you saw me. That's not fair.
She speaks to the four ancient ArcaKnights and says, "Rise, my first friends." As they all then stand to their feet, she moves forward and gives each one of them like an endearing hug, like seeing a family member that you haven't seen in years, or a friend from your past has come back into your life. It is just a long held embrace between the four of them, as she stops in front of Sir Lucan and explains, "A circle was left here by the Gold ArcaKnight that I believe was some kind of safety precaution if needed for the ArcaKnights to return, that only he was aware of. But in doing so, their leader has been pulled back to your time. Necronites have been formed and brought here. And I believe that is why you were summoned, or offered to be summoned by them." They all turn and look at each other. Say, "Well, then Mordred had a reason. Where is he?" And the Lady Queen Tamrit's head kind of drops for a second.
Mordred
Says,
didn't turn out so great. They're not here.
Succumbed to the darkness of Caliburn. And they all
Funny you'd mention Caliburn.
they all immediately draw their grimoires out from the holsters under their arms and splay their spell books open onto the main table within the Arcanium plexus. "Any of our knowledge is yours. We hope that your knowledge will also be ours."
I'm gonna clear my internet history first, but sure.
I'd be glad to share what I know. I'm pretty decent at this magic stuff.
Where are the other ArcaKnights? I know one of them, as stated, has been sent back to our time, but where are the others?
One of ours has been seriously injured. And I point to the tube where Frankie is.
You see the green ArcaKnight moves, Galahad moves towards that tube itself. Not grabbing his grimoires or anything. He removes a large shield from his back, a lantern shield, and turns it around and places the back portion of the shield against the tube. And you see a flash of emerald light fill that tube. As Frankie, you are fully healed. You are back to full health. You are fully conscious.
Oh, shit.
You still are not a ranger, but you are brought back. Those of you
Frankie, my
watching
love.
see the platelets on the shield itself all have different glyphs and runes written on it, as if this is what this shield's what this power weapon is intended to do. is to heal and protect.
That's really
He
cool.
just wakes up gasping in the tube. And starts to knock on the glass to let me out.
There's the release buttons are on the side.
Okay,
You press them and then the glass will drop down and allow you to exit.
Awesome, yeah. He'll find those and hit those and just kind of flop onto the ground. Still pretty disoriented. So I think my thing just happened before they showed up, so
Yep.
Looking frazzled.
a little
So
bit.
there are 4 of you here.
Gina is gonna speak up anxiously and be like, well, there are a couple others, but one of them is currently possessed by Mordred and won't release them until, well, yeah, and another, including this one and another one, I point at the tube where Frankie's waking up, have completely lost their connection to the grid and are no longer part of the team. How much experience do you have dealing with this kind of thing?
None for those who have lost their connection. But being a warrior is much more than the weapons that you wield.
True.
I think there's much more to be offered.
Respectfully, while I'm inclined to agree, it's easy for one with weapons to say so.
The yellow ArcaKnight, Lancelot, draws twin scimitar or atrape blades and sets both of them onto the table. Bors takes the 2 small hand axes, sets those onto the table. Any can wield a weapon. Warriors are aware of what weapon need to be wielded.
Are these just up for grabs, or
They're not moving in any way like defensively or trying to protect or keep those from anybody. They have put them there and offered them essentially.
And they're yellow?
So the atrape blades are yellow, and then the 2 small hand axes are red.
He's only like half listening to any of this as they're just getting up from the floor.
Frankie's
And they're
still
just
going through
gonna
it.
walk
Just
over
on
and
the
drop
floor.
on one of the bunts and just sit there against the wall.
Schrodinger just walks over and offers like some of the 15 things that he's hidden in this room of just like food. I feel like a bag of like dried blueberries or something.
Frankie just takes it and eats silently. It's not really talking at the moment.
I turn to Bors and I say, I imagine you have been fighting this battle for a while. There's a lot we'd like to learn, and we will learn it soon, but given that this is a conversation that we've been having recently, I figured we could ask you to... Why are you still doing this?
Protecting the people of the world from infinite darkness. Defying evil in all of its malice intent, whether that be through life or action. To use the weave and the words granted to us by, and motions a hand towards the Lady Queen Tamrit, to ensure the sanctity of life, a purpose greater than an individual.
Even if
The
it
way
means
you
losing your
say it
life?
seems profound. But in reality, it feels more like we're just running around doing the best we can and fucking up a lot.
And who would ask for more than just for you to try? If not just yourself wishing to succeed.
I'd prefer that they win, but that's just me. You know, you're a winner in my book, Frankie. You're doing real good, bud.
Thanks.
When our enemy loves to make messes and our only job is to clean it up, it feels a lot of the time like there are more messes than there are clean cloth.
Then rinse out the cloth that was used and clean again. Do you give up at any obstacle? Do you flail
try not
before
to.
defeat? Are you a child simply wishing to be held and appreciated for small attempts instead of embracing the impact that you make in them? As much as I was just a man, gifted power and strength by things outside, I wish only to try in hopes that others try like I am.
I definitely understand what you're saying. And it makes a lot of sense. People have to be able to keep the fight alive to protect others. But at the same time, it's a heavy burden to shoulder. And you need a team for support.
As Galahad extends a hand out over to everyone gathered in the room, and you believe the weight to be only yours, and yet it is shouldered by many others as well. It is not just your head that the crown rests upon. It is not just your mind that the knowledge sits within, but the gathered here. A shared burden is lighter than an individual's desire to prove themselves.
You're definitely right.
It's at this time that several glyphs within the sconces and torches that illuminate the Arcanium plexus begin populating multiple different colors and flashing back and forth. Gina, with your understanding of magic within the Arcanium plexus and having used a lot of the resources within it, you know that this is like a variable warning system or alert system that exists for very big issues or problems that may be occurring.
In that case, she immediately sees it and snaps up. Are you doing this? Is this something? Do we need to be worried right now?
The four ancient ArcaKnights look up, look around, and you see each of them raise a hand towards the different torches and then bring their hands pointed at the center table at the same time as these small globules of fire in each of the colors form over the table and then give a vision and viewing.
Damn, that would have been nice to know how to do.
Dior, as you teleported to Professor Cranston's private research space in order to track down Valsa, any of the contingencies or plans of attack or protection within Angel Grove against like a widespread dark morphing grid interaction. Give me a technology roll.
Is this Morphing Grid tech by any chance?
Absolutely. It's Billy's private office.
Fantastic. I always ask. That's the lowest roll I've gotten on that so far. 15.
15. You see that there are several different like protocols that are in place. You see the Ninjetti protocol, you see the Bandora protocol, you see the Forever Red protocol. You're seeing like all of these different plans of action that are there. One that sticks out only because it's like outside of that folder, like it was removed. Is the round table protocol, and it looks like it was recently edited sometime within like the last 2-3 weeks.
You've been busy. Check that out.
As you open that up, you see that there is a like a combination of research of old Arthurian legends, of the members of the round table, their like known weapons that were used or depicted in wood carvings, discussions of Merlin and Mordred, Excalibur and Caliburn. You also see encrypted, but you are fully aware of the like cipher style of Professor Cranston, of morphing grid algorithms that would be essentially the scientific equation for a magical incantation to possibly bring the ArcaKnights from the past to present day.
Keep that locked away for now. Use that later.
You also see one other file that does pique your interest, that is titled Lamont's Lament.
Access.
As you open the file, you see the beginning portions, like chronologically, the beginning of the designation rebirth protocol for Zordon, and extracting his essence from the morphing grid in order to bring him back, and all the different variations that existed prior to designation 10, which was you. You see that there is a designation 11.
Were they expecting me to fail? Why is there another one?
You open it.
Yeah.
You see an almost one-to-one recreation of your entire anatomical structure, created using morphing grid energy and the synthetic skinwear that Cranston Industry had created for advanced prosthetics and robotics, in order to create a entirely brand new body without any visible Eltarian metal or pieces that is on you without the holographic projector. And there are a series of like test protocols and equations of extracting personality, extracting essence, extracting memories, extracting morphing grid tethers, and reapplying them to a new shell. And you can see all of the previous attempts, at least theoretically, would have failed. But it shows that the prototype was successfully created.
kind of instinctively run my hand against where the metal is. How long are you gonna keep that from me?
You see, it was last edited or last updated about 70 hours ago.
Stretch my body back a little bit, just looking around the area. All right, I know you're in there in the back of my head. Need you to come to the forefront a little bit.
What are you attempting?
I want to talk to not Zordon. I want to talk to the other passenger in my head.
Okay. Give me, actually, I will roll it. What is your willpower defense?
Oh boy, that's a great question. I should have had my roll 20 pulled up. Give me 1 second while my roll 20 loads.
No worries. I will roll this real quick.
My willpower defense is
Should be under your smarts.
yes. 14.
With a 16. There is, to anybody else watching the situation occur, this is a fraction of a second. This is within the nano moments of a nanosecond. You find yourself in the space between, with 3 chairs, you sitting in one, a Altarian, not throne, but position of power of a silver sentry seated in the other that you see Zordon. And in this almost translucent glass filled with smoke seat, you see another, a being that exists within the morphing grid, created by the morphing grid to protect the morphing grid. You see the Phantom Ranger form, the first Phantom Ranger. As you sit across from each other. The Altarian speaks. I'm sorry, but I don't think I quite know who you are, child.
I was called Lamont.
I am Zordon. Silver Sentry of Eltar. I feel familiar. I feel tied to you, but I don't.
You were really important to the person that saved me. And in essence, I think he attempted to save you too.
Is that Seraph? Was it Zofru?
Those aren't names I recognize, sadly. Well, kind of. They're in databanks. It's been a little while since I think you've seen them.
Yes. This amorphous chorus of voices moving between stretched octaves and and tones and decibels. What is it you seek, Lamont?
I want to know what I'm supposed to do. I want to help the person that saved me and the person that showed me who I am, but I don't know what to do.
You believe that only they are owed your faith.
Not obligation. But if I can't help the people that I care a lot about, then I can't trust myself to help those that I don't know.
Zordon speaks. He says, in order to save the people around us, we have to be strong enough to save ourselves as well.
I needed help to do that when I was 13, and it caused me to be replaced by 75% of what makes you, you. So, and even then, I'm not sure, just looking over where form is, because you and I have been together since that point. And you are a little new to me. Looks back to Zordon.
Uh, what you seek exists for you and not for us. Come and see. As Form puts a hand out, touching to the center of your head, as you are now within Professor Cranston's office. You remember the scene from Matrix where Neo first sees the code
Yeah.
of the world? That similar situation that had occurred within Area 52, where you were able to see the different wavelengths of the morphing grid pulling in the separate directions. Amplify that 100-fold. You are witnessing the morphing grid create, experience destruction, reformation, separate tethered universes, lines in between, people moving through the space. It's like watching instant replays overlapped over each other, but you are aware that none of this is happening in the visual capacity of anyone else. You see Professor Cranston, roughly about 2 hours prior to you getting to this location, show up here and remove designation 11. In removing designation 11, also grabbed a handful of teleportation modules that could be placed onto buildings, vehicles, people, and allow them access to the teleportation network of the morphing grid. But he grabs like a case of them. There's like 30 or 40 of these things within this case as he grabs it, and leads designation 11 to the center of the lab before teleporting away in the like necronite energy. It's at this time that alarms begin blaring through this area. The large screens at the forefront of the inspection area light up as you see the ancient, almost decrepit remains of Castle Camelot floating over the center of Angel Grove, being held aloft by the dark necronite morphing grid energy. And it's at this time that the rest of you see this same castle floating over the center of Angel Grove within the gathered fire on the table within the Arcanium plexus.
Try to get my communicator to work.
Not supposed to look like that, is it?
This is Dior to literally anyone in the facility.
I really hope the only person you can reach is me.
Oh no, he can reach Gina, Schrodinger, and Marcia current.
Wonder why.
Yeah, coming through loud and clear.
What the fuck am I looking at?
We're looking at it too and cursing loudly.
Big evil castle, I'm pretty sure. I don't think that's like part of the city ordinance. Do you think you have to get like a permit for that?
Secondary issue that may be involved with this.
That anything like the Sky City that you told me about that one time?
No, Sky City's a lot cooler.
Okay.
You know how you don't know how. So morphing grid energy, super wonky at the moment. Professor Cranston took a bunch of teleporters. And something that I don't want to discuss right now with him. And I'm assuming that that might be where he's going.
As you all are watching this live feed of information of this floating castle, you see standing on the drawbridge laid out in the air the 4 remaining necronites, and in the center you see Dior yelling out,
Fuck.
"To the ArcaKnights, I make a simple request. Hand over the power you control, and the people of this town live. Until such time," you see tendrils of black pour out of his hands into the city. And you see these dark phantasms, these demonic looking creatures, extended claws of just black vapor, pointed bat-like ears, moving through the town, just ravaging walls, cars, throwing people. Explosions begin to occur.
Dior?
Yeah.
I take it the thing you didn't want to talk about just talked?
I still don't want to discuss it.
Cool. I'm gonna have a conversation with someone about why they cloned
They
a black person. But we're gonna have that discussion after we kick some ass. Cool.
they technically didn't, but we need to get up there, and I'm going to end the call.
Definitely.
Switch over. Chiron,
I'm seeing it.
about how fast can you get my motorcycle here?
I can be there right now. And at the end of now, like, you see this like burst of black hellfire pull from your grimoire out through the doorway, to the outside.
I'm just not waiting. I am hopping on and morphing and heading straight to that castle.
The ancient ArcaKnights within the room all gather their helmets, put them back onto their head. You watch as Bors draws the large war axe, the war hammer from his back. You see Galahad pull the shield onto his arm and then remove the small bore spear from behind the lantern shield into his other hand. Lancelot draws 2 more scimitars from his side, flips them over, and you watch as Lucan just moves a hand between the space in front of him as blue energy forms into this like wizard staff, as he then grabs a hold of it, twists it, and places it next to him.
Right.
We faced these before.
Have you ever faced a floating castle before?
Well, that's our home. So we know it better than they might.
All
Fair
right.
enough.
Well, if no one's gonna use these, she picks up the 2 yellow.
The 2 scimitars?
Yeah, the scimitars.
He's gonna get up quietly, walk over, gonna borrow these and grab the 2 red hand axes. Schrodinger, you mind sending me to the city? You are muted, by the
I
way.
lost my voice for a second there. I could try as I'm gonna do the
Are
thing.
you sure you wanna?
I'm not just gonna sit here and do nothing. Send me to the city and I'll do damage control while you guys sit at the castle. Can
Well, the
fight some
bikes are-
birds.
We got the bikes, so I can try to cast a spell to make them fly so we can get there faster.
Be hard?
Schrodinger, give me a Morphing Grid deck roll.
16 total.
Pick a season of Power Rangers.
A season of Power Rangers? Ooh.
Pick a season.
Okay, hold on, wait.
RPM.
SPD, SPD, SPD,
Samurai,
SPD.
samurai.
Nobody's yelling for Megaforce.
Why would you should have told me to prepare? Hold on, wait. No, I'm racking
Nope.
my mind for the best in
I
space.
mean, Megaforce
In
and
space.
For
Okay.
sure.
in
Okay.
space.
All right.
Mm.
Schrodinger, Frankie's your favorite. You've stated this several
Boys.
times.
My baby boy.
There was a point in time for the Space Rangers that they had lost access to their morphing capabilities. Roll a d6 for me.
Am I about to be one of the space rangers? What the fuck?
Please, 5.
5.
Please be pink.
You grant Frankie the blue in space ranger powers. It is temporary, and
Roll
if
to the blue
if
spectrum
he
book.
falls unconscious, or if he breaks his morph, he will not be able to morph into it again. You are essentially taking that power from a time when it was lost and placing it somewhere else, so that it was neither destroyed nor created and still exists, but you are placing it within this moment as the reason why it was lost.
Damn, they lost their power so many times. I'm just gonna keep doing that. That sounds awesome. I'm just gonna split. So, Frankie, my love, don't break this morph. Don't get hit too hard, because you will not be able to transform back into this. But you look great in blue. I'm just putting that out there. You give me some good vibes.
A strange echoing voice yells out after Schrodinger speaks as you hear "Let's rock it," as the blue in space morphing sequence takes place over Frankie, with 2 crimson hand axes in his hand, the green dragon dagger at his waist.
I'm a rainbow. Let's go. Quite
M&M
literally
Ranger.
the RGB Ranger. Let's go.
You look very pro gamer moves right now. Is that a term people use in this time period?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think blue's my color, but this will work. Can I teleport as a blue
Try
ranger?
again.
All of your normal ranger abilities will apply, Frankie.
Okay.
They're just blue.
But they're unstable. So if an enemy rolls a crit to hit you, it will deal double damage.
Gotcha. So I have all my green ranger abilities, but I'm just a
Yes.
blue ranger right now. Okay.
You appear as the blue in space ranger.
Gotcha. So I'm just
And
I'm
instead
just
of
a bulkier version of it.
Instead of the laptop in the top portion of it, there is the stag head and antlers of Rowan within that portion of the blue.
I don't
space
see
helmet.
that, so I'm not gonna break that because I can't see my own helmet.
Cool, though.
Here's a mirror.
Fuck you.
I'm just sad that you don't have the Astro Axe.
Frankie is going to earn a PowerPoint, have the shield appear, and then teleport to the city and say, I'll be down there helping the civilians. Good luck to the castle, guys. And then I disappear. Gonna teleport to the central point of under the castle and just damage control.
Predominantly blue, but tints of green energy wrapping around Frankie, teleporting him from the Arcanium plexus into the center of Angel Grove. What is the plan for the rest of you?
Well, I know that I was planning on trying to take the bike, but since it can't fly and we can't teleport to the castle because we've never been there before, I'm just gonna go into the garage area and try to cast some magic to make all of our bikes fly.
There are
just teleport
teleportation nodes on Camelot. That's what Dior had explained, was those teleportation nodes were taken, and that's how this thing appeared.
I just wasn't sure if they were active or not.
Well, they're absolutely active, and because they were Professor Cranston's, you guys have access to those locations.
No. Okay, cool. In that case, I think she spins around the yellow scimitars and it's just like, all right, let's go. And she's going to instantly just like teleport to the castle.
Alrighty. Schrodinger?
I'm probably just gonna teleport to the castle too.
Marcia?
I want first, before we leave, to do a very strange thing. I'm gonna go up to the first open grimoire that is still on the table.
Those would be Lucans, the blue Magister ArcaKnights. They're the largest ones. Like, it opens and then opens again.
This is ideal, in fact. I flipped through very rapidly to see if there's anything on Camelot in the book.
There within all four of the books that are there are full mapped layouts of Camelot within it. And you can see that there are like specific markings that show like this is where Sir Lucan's like study was. This is where Lancelot's training ground was. This is where Galahad's like infirmary was. This is where Boar's meadery was. Like all of the different specific locations to all of the ArcaKnights labeled within the maps as well. Two things catch your eye though in one of the layouts of it within Sir Lucan's book. One, the stone plinths that Excalibur and Caliburn were placed within or were said to be drawn from are at the base of Camelot. Like the castle was built around those artifacts themselves. Flamel's study. There is no information on Flamel's study within any of their books. But it is noted like, here is where it is, but all the rest of them have like small little notes of, oh, got drunk with Boris here and he carved Galahad loves Lucan on the wall. Like almost like a Marauder's map kind of thing. But there is no information written about Flamel's study in there under any means.
I take out my phone, take a photo of it with my camera, and then I shift it into its grimoire form to see if it manifests as an actual whole page.
Oh yeah, it shows as a full like interactive sheet on your phone. Like you could zoom all the way in and get all the information, and then morphing your phone into the grimoire, it will open up as if a whole map.
Okay, that's going to be useful. Tamrit, would you like to join me?
She's already back within the phone at seeing Camelot had been brought here.
Hopefully you can show me around, because we are taking this place back.
Let's bring it home.
Nice. Corellian, you're coming too, and I put it away.
Already here.
Say anything.
Already here, and you see there's a video of him like jumping around the hallway inside there. It seems we're having a little bit of technical difficulties, so we're going to take our break right here. So go ahead and use the restroom, get something to drink, and we will be right back shortly. See you all soon. And welcome back, everybody, to ArcaKnights of Power Rangers actual play series. Sorry about the delay. We did have some tech issues, but we're jumping right back into the action. So, which of my 5 Rangers were going directly to Castle Camelot? Gina, Dior, Schrodinger, and Marcia. Frankie, you're going into the city itself.
Yep, I'm gonna do damage control.
Okay. So we will start with our 4 going to Camelot. As the 4 of you teleport to the outer portcullis of the floating castle of Camelot, the large gate has still been left completely open, and inside you can hear like the twisted, like echoing screams and clawing and slashing against stone within the castle itself. What would you like to do?
That doesn't sound very good at all, does it?
Par for the course for, creepy floating castle thing.
Really let this place go. So what exactly is our mission? I'm just taking a backseat to all y'all. I said my piece last time, an hour ago.
Figure out how to help out the professor and everyone that has, inexplicably gained Necronite morphers.
Yeah, we have to free the Necronites from that power at the same time as stopping the harm that's happening to the city beneath us.
Which
I would say our priorities are keep damage to a minimum and send the rest of these folks back wherever they came from. Get Dr. Cranston back and hopefully claim the resources that actually turned him into a Necronite in the first place. And then, if possible, reclaim Camelot, which is a big deal to me, but I'll have that conversation later.
On this front, I would like to also add that clone. That's mine.
You made a clone?
I did not, but I want to fight that thing.
You want to fight yourself?
Yes.
Yeah,
Is this like
that's
a
only
self-loathing
fair.
thing?
It's gonna be weird hitting someone who looks like you.
No, it's
I do
not.
it all the time.
It's just,
That sounds like a thing we're gonna have some psychoanalysis about. But when we
You've
get
already
Dr.
put me in
Cranston back, I'm
therapy
gonna
years
ask a
from
lot
now.
of questions about this. Okay,
Wait.
so I guess the next thing we need to do is figure out how we get up there.
Already up there?
Yeah, you guys are on the drawbridge that leads into
Oh.
Okay.
Camelot right now.
Look at that, we're already up there. First thing done.
second
Well,
things
should
to
we
get.
just charge forward blindly and not hedge our bets?
No, we shouldn't. And then I take out my phone and I send the map to everybody else's phones.
Okay. So everyone, including Frankie now, has a map of Castle Camelot.
I send Frankie a cat meme. I
I
don't
don't
know
even think Frankie took his phone because his phone's useless right now to him as like a
Did we
Power
just
Ranger
toss the
thing.
phone down from
It's-
where we
mine's-
are. It's
mine's
like, hey,
back-
Frankie, catch.
Mine's back in the command center still.
Well, on your HUD within the helmet, you would
Damn
see
it.
the layout of Castle Camelot.
Cat meme, cat meme, cat meme.
So we don't know what's in any of these rooms, but now we know where the rooms are. So we should probably have a plan, because there are 2 things that we need to definitely do inside here. One of those is find Dr. Cranston, and the other is to find what's happening with these 2 plinths. And I point at where Excalibur and Caliburn were supposed to be.
Okay.
I feel like we could learn a lot from seeing these, which is the other reason why I think we should actually reclaim Camelot. But if we can't, at least we get to know something before this collapses in on itself for some kind of weird other thing that the Dread Hollows have decided to do to it.
You hear one of
Noted.
the doors within the courtyard area explode open, and then you just see a like gout of black smoke filled with like these sparks of embers moving through it start to fill the courtyard area as several of these dark phantoms start to form into these like demented bat-like creatures in front of the four of you.
And I'm gonna immediately morph.
Yeah.
I'm already
I'm just
more
g-
upset.
I'm just gonna start shooting.
So I am gonna spend a personal power for that.
Alrighty.
Change the chapter, mythic form, moonlight cleric form, and I immediately go supersonic. And then I draw my Feywind bow and fire immediately.
Alrighty, make that attack roll for me. I'll have everyone else roll initiative for me.
That's targeting, right?
Yes.
I forgot how to roll to attack.
Can I also spend a personal power to do a transformation before initiative?
Oh yeah.
All right. Change the chapter. Mythic form. Lightning Kage form.
Hell yes. So we get the mythic Kage and the moonlight cleric on the battlefield.
Right. So, I rolled a 10, but I rolled a 2 on my D2 and a 4 on my D4.
Alrighty. We got a 10 against their evasion. That misses on them as that strike immediately arcs forward, and you see the smoke portion of their apparition open up as this bolt of moonlight energy passes through them.
Okay. That's not good.
And what did everyone get for initiative?
15.
You told me to roll for attack, but I don't remember how to do that.
Morphing Grid Tech.
Oh, in that case, I got a 20.
You got a 20
Yeah.
on their evasion. That hits. How much
Hell
damage do you
yeah.
deal?
Oh Lord. I think it says 2 laser. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, so 2 laser damage or 2 points of damage to
Hell
them.
yeah. Just gonna
Alrighty.
Start shooting.
I rolled a 17.
17 for Gina.
Should I also roll
Marcia?
initiative?
Yes.
Let's do that then.
What did you get, Schrodinger?
Oh, sorry. Initiative?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I roll for that?
In your
It's-
skills?
Skills. Sorry, it's been a while since I've looked at this and not just been shooting everything. This is a 19 base. Do I add speed or initiative? There it is. Sorry, D6. 21.
1. Marcia?
5.
5. All right. So the initiative is Schrodinger first, then Gina, Dior, the demons, and then Marcia.
Oh, they're just straight up called demons.
Well, that's the only thing you have to
Yeah.
of what these things are. So Schrodinger, you are up first. There are
yeah.
about 5 of these smoke-like demons within the courtyard area of Castle Camelot. You dealt 2 damage to one of them.
Oh wait, I can make 2 attacks, can't I?
Yeah, but this would have been like a quick draw
Okay, yeah.
fire as everything was going down.
God, I love shooting things with my gun. Okay, I'm going to. I was able to teleport, right? That was a thing I could do.
Yes.
Vaguely. Cool. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna teleport like up to like just some ledge somewhere, just somewhere that they can't like feasibly get to me.
Up to a top point. Give me a perception check real quick.
Oh, okay.
So
First-
alertness.
Alert. What the? Oh my god. What? Alertness.
It's under your smarts.
Ah, there it is. Not a lot of it. 11. I think. Yeah.
11. Okay.
Mhm.
You're able to find one of the areas, like one of the upper balcony areas where there's this broken banister portion, and you teleport up to there.
Cool. Is that all I can do, or am I allowed to just like
No,
start shooting?
that would have been your movement.
Alrighty, I'm just gonna start shooting then.
Alrighty, go ahead and take your 2 shots.
Hell yeah, I love using this thing so much. Uh, 19 for one of them, I think is how that works. Is it just a d20 roll, or am I adding something to this?
What's up?
Is there do I add something to this, or is it just a straight roll?
This is
'Cause
your morphing grid tech roll.
Oh, okay. That one is a 19, and the second attack is a 23. 23.
All right, both of those hit. You deal
Cool.
another 4 points of damage to it, and you watch as some of the smoke, like the energy from your blast, is like dissipating the like embered black smoke coming off of it and like removing it completely from this point in time. What is your evasion defense?
My evasion defense?
Yes,
Ah,
it's right under speed.
15, I think.
15. The area that you teleported to that had that broken banister, the bricks that you're standing on from taking those shots gives away and you fall to the floor. You take 1 point of damage and you are currently prone.
Ow.
Not very structurally sound after years and years of, decrepancy. That ends your turn, Gina.
Mm-hmm. Gina is going to run forward and then, as a free action, take a move to jump 20 feet in any direction. That does not count towards my movement. So I'm going to jump up into the sky with the scimitars out, and I am going to go ahead and activate with a personal power token my strike bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And is it possible to do 2 personal powers in 1 turn?
Yes, you can.
All right, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. And triple strike attacks with a strike bonus on the first one. And yeah.
So the first one will be with D12 skill dice, and then the others will be your normal skill dice for the attacks.
Yes, exactly. And I also have I don't have the specialization in power weapons, so that won't count, but I do have, what was that? An edge on all speed-based skill tests, so I can re-roll the d20. All right, well, even with the d12 skill dice, I only rolled a 10 altogether on the first attack,
That
5 on
misses,
each of the dice.
unfortunately.
Yeah. So what that looks like is she runs out, jumps in the air, she's coming up towards one of them, and she actually throws her katanfa, like summons her katanfa, throws one at a different one, turns, throws the other one at a different one. So that one will just be a D8 with the upshift. Oh wait, I didn't re-roll the D20. I have an edge on all speed-based tests. So, oh yeah, no, that first hit was a 24 instead.
Okay, that would hit. So that deals 2 points of sharp damage.
Yes. Lightning
Got it.
damage.
Lightning damage. Yep. All right. So the second attack.
Yeah. The second attack, throwing the other Katanfa. Oh, wow. That's a crit and a 26.
That one hits as well. So that'll be 4 points on that one.
Yeah. And then for the final attack, she's going to pull out the scimitar and just slash at the one in front of her.
Okay. Go ahead and make that last attack roll for me.
And this is the follow-up die, so just a d6 with that upshift that you provided. And that's a natural 20 plus 4 on the d6.
Awesome. So that'll deal an additional 4 points of damage. Hell yeah. So you're able to cut through some of the darkness again, the hands reaching out, the bat-like faces are starting to be pulled back in, and the smoke is starting to be pulled and separated from it, not allowing it to recongeal into its full form. Does that end your turn?
That will end my turn, and yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Dior.
end my turn airborne.
I am less flashy. He's going to have the Cerberus axe out, just bull rush charge in, and I'm just baseball swinging it.
Hell yeah. Make that attack roll for me.
And oh, ow. That's not gonna hit. That's a 17.
17 does hit.
Oh, cool. Yep. Just barrel swinging that as hard as I can for a total of. Where are you? Where are you, my child?
You believe it's 1 point of damage?
Yeah, sharp one. Yep. And because I have extra attack, I'm swinging it again.
Hell yeah. Go for it.
Oh, yeah, so 19 for that one. So another point of damage.
Hits as well. And are you going to end your turn right there in front of him with the sweeping strikes through the smoke and the embers?
I'm going to see if I can drag it away because I am trying to get through them because I have a target.
Okay. Alrighty. At the end of your turn, they are going to use their once per scene ability called Inky Darkness. So it's going to fill the 10-foot by 10-foot area that they're in with this blackened fog that just starts to encroach on the area.
Uh-oh.
I need everyone to roll an alertness check for me. If you have less than a 14, you are blinded for the next 2 turns.
Well, shit.
Dior is blind.
21.
You are not blind, but you are within that smoke-filled area.
18.
18. You are not blind, but you are within that smoke-filled area. Marcia is still back towards the portcullis area, and then we will pick up with Marcia's turn.
Because I rolled a 20, but I wasn't sure if I was close enough to get
Oh
it.
no, you were far enough. You were back at the portcullis. They had formed within the courtyard.
Okay, cool. So I am going to run forward and jump.
Okay. Are you jumping into up towards like the banister area, or are you trying to jump over the enemies?
Trying to jump over the enemies.
Okay. You are able to clear that distance over the top of the darkness within that 10-foot by 10-foot space that they're in.
So as part of my move action, I'm going to use hard target. So I can roll my acrobatics skill to augment my evasion score by the result until the beginning of my next turn. And in supersonic form, I get 1 upshift on athletics and acrobatics skill tests. So.
Oh yeah, so roll that acrobatic skill die and then add that to your evasion.
Shift. Hold on. Okay, that was a 21.
So what was the skill die?
All right, the skill die was 3.
3. So you'll increase your evasion by 3.
Okay,
For your
so my
defense.
evasion, right? So my evasion is now 20. Cool.
Yes. And
Hey,
then
we caught
anything
up.
else you would like to do?
While I am in the air, I'm gonna spend 1 personal power to use group strike to fire the Fey Wind bow at a 10-foot by 10-foot square at dead center of the cloud.
Hell yeah, make that attack roll for me.
That's targeting. Hey, I fumbled.
What did you get?
5, but my d20 was a 1 and my
You could spend
d4
a
was a 4.
story
Yeah,
point to
I'm gonna-
re-roll the d20.
I'm gonna do that. Good lord. So that's my last story point. So just re-rolling the d20.
Yeah,
13, which would make that 17.
that hits.
Okay, cool. So that means all targets in that 10-foot by 10-foot area have been hit.
Yep. And it is
And
as you
that's 1 energy. 1 energy.
rush
bonus.
forward, jump over the top, spin, turn, and fire down with the Feywind bow, unleashing this barrage of moonlight energy into the space. You dissipate all of the black smoke. You see your friends within that area and land, and it's quiet for a moment. There are no more there. And in that one moment of reprise, you start to hear all of the other doors lining the courtyard break open as more of this black smoke starts to pool into the courtyard. Between the 4 of you there, you see a glyph appear in the center of the floor, red fire-like energy burning out of the ground, where you see now the dragon paladin form of the red Arcanite Ranger, Peter, appear with Excalibur in one hand and Caliburn in the other between the 4 of you. And that's where we're going to end for tonight. Unfortunately, I have a family emergency that I do have to attend to. Normally, I would have everybody go around, tell us where you can find them, and information like that. But I have to go. I got to run. So these are all of my wonderful players, all of my wonderful friends and rangers. I can't wait to see you guys all in our next episode, where Alec will be joining us again as Peter Hentz returned from time with both swords of power. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful evening. And remember, if it's Monday, it's Morphin time. Have a good one.